Hey guys, it's Liz from Real Life Real Liz. Thank you so much for joining me today. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a very simple and easy basic makeup tutorial. It's great for people that maybe don't have a ton of time or just want something really quick, and great if you're just starting out. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. All right, so I'm back and we're going to go ahead and get started. My moisturizer's on, and I'm actually going to start with a primer. This is an optional step. I have the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer, and this is the one I'm going to use today because I am pretty dry. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that on. Makeup's going to last longer. You can get primers for all different things too. If you have problem areas, you can get a corrective primer. You can get a hydrating primer, an illuminating primer, a pore filling primer, a oil control primer. There are tons of different kinds of primers based on your skin type. So we have that on. So now I'm going to start with my foundation, and I'm using the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-hour Comfort Serum. I am not going to be wearing this for 25 hours. That would make me be staying up all day and an extra hour. I'm just going to put a little bit on my hands here and start applying it. And it's so creamy, it just glides on, especially with that primer underneath. Just make sure you take it all the way down your chin because you want that to match. You don't want to have a line. And then sometimes I take a little bit more and just dab that underneath, almost like a concealer. I usually use a concealer, but for this tutorial I'm just going to use just your basic core products that you can use. There you go, and you have a little bit extra coverage there, which is nice. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and set all that. If you tend to be very dry, just set the places that you don't want to move or that get oily. So I get oily through here and a little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and set. I found this Wet n Wild contour palette here. So I'm going to set with this lighter color in the areas that I'm going to get a little bit more oily throughout the day and that I want them to last. I'm using just a really angled brush here, very fluffy, which is good. And then kick off the excess and just kind of tap that gently underneath your eyes. This is very powdery, so you definitely want to tap it off or you're going to have powder everywhere. And you can kind of see how that just mattifies right away, which is nice. And that locks it in too. And this is something you can do on your whole face, which is great too. And I'm actually going to do that today because I'm going to work. Very gently tapping it in because you can see how much product is on there. And it's a translucent powder, so it's not going to make my skin lighter by any means. I'm just setting everything down with it. This is an optional step as well, especially if you tend to be more dry. But I just want everything locked in place for work today. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my bronzer or my contour. That's a big thing you hear right now. Everyone's contouring, sculpting out their face and everything like that. So the thing I love about bronzing is it just shape your face, give it a little lift, and that's what you would use a darker shade for. So like this one is great because it has 2 in 1. And I'm just going to be using another little slightly angled brush, but it's great because it just fits right in the hollows of my cheek where I want the product to go. So I'm going to pick up a little bit on my brush here and start pretty much right here at the start of your ear, not at the tip of the ear, the start, and just follow it down pretty much there. That little hollow right there is where you want to bronze and contour, kind of doing it both at the same time. And start at the ear, and I do circular motions to really buff it in. And just really warm me up, which is nice. Also go down my neck with this. Just kind of wherever you want to tighten up a little bit. And I just love what bronzer does. It just makes such a big difference. Okay, now I'm going to do my brows, and I found a couple really inexpensive products. The first product I found is an actual brow kit, which is great. I actually use this at the salon after I do my brow waxes to kind of help fill in if we need to, just get the hairs laying down a little bit better. I also found a just pencil from Wet n Wild as well, and it's just in dark brown, and then it has a pencil on one end and the spoolie on the other. So this is great if you're in a hurry, going to line around where I want to fill in a little bit, and then I'll go in with my powder and really pull the shape together. So you can really see how that fills in that lower line for me. And then I usually just do a light little line on the bottom there and extend my tip a tiny bit out here, and then run along the top and fill in. I am kind of patchy up there. If you mess up, that's okay. The one thing I noticed about this crayon in particular, this pencil, is it's very soft. So, I mean, I'm barely applying any pressure and it's depositing, so very soft. Going to kind of take my spoolie end here and diffuse those lines out a little bit. And just make sure everything's laying okay. I really enjoy brows. Brows are fun. Then I'm going to take my powder here from my little kit, and I'm going to take the angled brush that comes with it, and I'm going to go into the lighter powder actually first. Tap off the excess. So it's like you're climbing a mountain. Even if you don't have a very high arch, just think you're going up to the highest point and back down. So you kind of take this, and I wouldn't just do a straight line. I would kind of do feathering motions up to the point and then back down. And continue to do that until you find the thickness and fullness that you want. And it also helps blend out that pencil a little bit too, which is nice. And then up to the point and down. Okay, now that your brows are done, we're going to move on to the eyes, which I'm so excited about because I found a really cool palette, which I was looking for something that could be all the colors you needed if you wanted more of a smoky look or more of just a one and done look. And I found this from Wet n Wild, and it has the directions on it too. So it tells you crease, eyelid, brow bone, so it's great for beginners. Normally I would prime my eyelids, but for the sake of this video just being very simple and quick, I'm not going to do that today. I have worn this. I actually just tried it out yesterday, and I did notice some creasing because my eyelids just tend to, stuff wants to slip off of them. Primer is going to be a good fix for that. But today I'm not going to do that. I just want to show you simple basic makeup, and then you can kind of take it a step further if you'd like, do the primer instead. So first I'm going to take just kind of a bigger rounded brush like this, and I'm going to start with my transition shade, and just, so this shade right here, the light brown, and just run that all along everything, all the way up to the top of the brow and all the way down to the lid. And this is just going to be that light wash of color that's just going to blend everything really, really nice. And then I'm going to take that same brush and go into the eyelid color right here, this really pretty blush pink one. And I'm going to put that right on the eyelid. Just kind of pack that on there, however bold you want it. I'm going to work today, so I thought, why not do it a little bit more bold? Okay, so now we're going to move on to our crease color right here, which is our darkest color in the palette with the shimmer. Here's your eyelid, here's your brow bone area, and that in-between spot is your crease. So that's where we're going to put the darker color. It's going to create a shadow, and I'm going to focus it on the outside rim of my eye, and that's going to open up the eye. So if you're just starting and you don't want to add too much darkness to this, you could stop here and put on a little bit of eyeliner, mascara, call it good. But I'm going to use this color and show you what else you could do with this. So on just a little fluffy brush right here, I'm going to take a little bit of that crease shade and just buff that into the outside corners of my eye. And you're going to start noticing a little bit of depth in there, which is so pretty. And I'm just kind of pushing up on that brow bone to really blend it through there. And you can also do circular motions as well to get that nice smooth line. So you can really see the difference, how that just adds that kind of winged effect to it and just makes your eye appear more open. I want to make sure they're even. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now we're going to take the lightest color, that brow bone color, brush like this, just a very small brush, and I'm going to go into that brow bone color and just run right along and highlight right under the arch of my brow. And that just really pops that out too, which is nice. Same thing. We'll move on to the eyeliner part now. I found this eyeliner pencil from Wet n Wild. It's a Kohl, and this was like $1 or $2. So I just focus my eyeliner when I'm in a hurry or I want something quick, pretty much only halfway. So I go outer corner to there, outer corner to there. Same with underneath. You want to stop in the middle. You don't want to go all the way. It's going to close off your eye and make it look smaller. And you want your eyes to look awake and bigger. So that's what we're going to do with this eyeliner here. Again, with my ring finger, the least amount of pressure there. And I just kind of go back and forth with it, kind of smudge it into that lash line. Okay. Now, kind of a smaller, more stiffly packed brush, and that's where I'm going to kind of smooth out the eyeliner. This is, again, is a step you don't have to do. You could totally leave it, but I kind of want to smoke it out a little bit and diffuse the line and make it softer. Okay, so there is the top, and I'll do that same thing with the bottom. L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Original Mascara, and it's in black, so it looks like this. I absolutely love it. It is amazing. I think it's $7 or $8 at the drugstore. If you do use a lash curler, this would be the time to do it before you apply your mascara. It does all the work for you. Another trick I learned when applying mascara is take the wand, just kind of lightly, I kind of push it in towards the eye and lightly blink, and as soon as I blink and feel it hitting the base of my lash, so I'll kind of blink, I wiggle it up. And the more you jiggle it up, that separates the lash and it also adds fullness to the base. Okay, so we are done with mascara. We're getting close here. And now we're going to move on to our blush. And then we'll do lips. The blush I'm using today is from Wet n Wild as well. These are amazing blushes. This has lasted me all day, and blush is usually one of those things that fades very quickly. This is the shade Mellow Wine. It's very warm, it's very sunny. Again, very natural, nothing too crazy. It does come with a little brush in here. So we're going to use you want a fluffier brush for blush because you just want it to lightly go on. It's very pigmented, so it's going to deposit a lot of color. So tap off the excess. You want to start on the apple of your cheek. So basically not right here, but right below is where you want to focus it, and then kind of back a little bit. You can just see I'm barely touching it and it's depositing a great amount. I love blush. I probably go a little too crazy with it, but you know, it's healthy looking, right? Absolutely love it. Okay, so now we're going to get to lips. We are almost done. I love these lip products. I found these, they came in a trio kit. This is from Soap and Glory, and they're these little Lip Color Sculpts matte lip, but they have a little bit of gloss. I would say they're more of like a tinted balm. So what I'm going to use today is called Nudist, and they twist up, which is great. So you do get more product in there than what you see when you take the lid off. And then for fun, why not? Because I have this one. My youngest child decided this looked like candy. I mean, let's be real. The packaging. I mean, this looks like one of those push-up suckers. I mean, that's fair, right? I mean, that's what we got going today. That's what we got going for ourselves today. So, hope it tasted good, Matthias. Okay, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. And you want to get the neck flaps. Okay, very sunny. Again, very natural. Nothing too crazy. It does come with a little brush in here. Am I going to use this? Probably not. It's I don't even know how. Like, maybe. Sure, I don't know. Nope, not using it. So what else do you say about tweezers? I mean, they're great. They work great. They're good. I think they're great for beginners. And yeah, I've never tried describing tweezers before. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So yeah. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was, okay,